This is the TNT show, and this is Mr. TNT.
And this is Ashley. I would like to ask you today, how do you feel about the Boston bomber who only killed 3 people in his bombing but injured others? And he is being sentenced to death. How do you feel about him being sentenced to death? And the Dillon guy that killed 9 people in a church, nothing has been majorly done to him yet. There's nothing going on. They have raised millions of dollars to help this young man.
And I'm going to say this, and hopefully everybody that's listening to it can take something from it or be mad about it, but I'm going to say what I'm finna say. The only reason why the guy that supposedly blew up the race in Boston, and I'm saying supposedly, even though y'all say that he admitted to doing it, I can't honestly say that he did it. I wasn't there. There's a lot of people that admit to doing stuff that they never did just because they're in a position to where they have to plead guilty or say that they've done something, you know, for whatever situation that they're in. I don't know 100% if he did it, if he didn't do it, if he might have done it. I don't know. Do I think he did it? No. Could he possibly done it? Yeah. Anything's possible. But to answer your question is, the reason why he's getting the death penalty and the reason why the other guy that just killed 9 people in a church got a bond is simply because we live in white America. And because we're in white America, they do things the way that they want to do them. No matter if we have a president that's black, well, depends on how people want to, call him. I mean, we say that he's a black president, but he's black and he's white. I mean, so he's still another white president to me. I mean, it's nothing different besides his skin color. He's just a dark white guy. Me personally, that's how I feel about him. He's just a dark white guy. That's it. That's a little darker than everybody else that was president. He still has 50% white in him. So I can't sit here and call him a black guy when he is a white guy and a black guy. He's mixed. I mean, I don't know what to really call him. He's just another guy that's the president. But I'm getting off topic. The problem is that, like I said, we live in white America, and they would not accept someone to be called a terrorist. You got to make examples out of people. See, they wanted to call the Boston bomber a terrorist because he blew up people that was running.
Now, would you consider Dillon, the guy that killed people in a church, would you consider him to be a terrorist also?
I consider Dillon to be a victim of white America. I consider him to be a victim. And I know a lot of white people and black people are going to be mad at me. But I believe he's a victim of white America and the white supremacy that has been trickled down on the American flag and on our president and on the other presidents and on the city and state that he lives in. And because he happened to come out his mom to be a white boy and lived in the place he lived in and probably was surrounded by a bunch of other people that has no good common sense. He was taught, he learned, he looked at television, he looked at probably Fox News. One of the racist TV shows you can probably watch. It's surprising how they can even still be on air, but I'm not going to get on that. But, you only can be a victim of your surroundings. And I feel bad for the boy because he was confused. And the only reason he killed somebody was because he wanted to be a racist. Nobody's born a racist. He wanted to be a racist. He wanted to prove that he's a racist because he felt like it was acceptable to hate somebody else. See, he was taught that by Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, television, cable, Fox News, CNN, ABC, NBC, everything you could think about was teaching him how to be racist from the day he was born.
So, do you believe that if he grew up in a united America instead of a white America, that he would have situation would have been a lot different?
But racism in America would be dead. It would be a whole lot different if they was to legalize. I mean, to make a law, and they got a lot of laws that say if you do something racist, then you can go to jail. That's a bunch of bullshit. Doesn't put a point blank period. That's a bunch of bullshit. I didn't have people out here in Florida. I had to just move out my other house. I had somebody. I lived in an all white neighborhood in the boondocks on a dead end road with a whole bunch of white people. I was the only black guy there, and they hung an owl in my backyard. And when I called the police, this is right before I moved, like 2 or 3 days before I moved. When I called the police told me, "Well, Mr. Tanner, we don't know if the owl flew into the noose." You telling me that an owl just so happens that he could fly his wing into a noose? Matter of fact, you telling me that the wind and just blew a noose up into the tree, into my backyard, just to be the only black guy in the neighborhood yard, nobody else yard. So, and guess you think that he pressed, you think he filed some charges on that white boy? Nope. He didn't even knock on no doors. He said, "Ain't nothing we gonna do about it." Matter of fact, he told me if I was to call the police again, there's a possibility I might go to jail for calling them so much about the problems that I was having in my neighborhood. How'd that work out, America? But if the lawmakers was to go ahead and make laws to where, like, if the Confederate flag, for example, I believe it should be banned. I believe it should be illegal to even hold, possess, or have. If you have a Confederate flag, it should be illegal. You should do the minimum 10 years in prison, and you don't have to worry about it no more. It should be sitting, like they said, in a museum somewhere, and that should be that. If you partake in something racist, a minimum 10 years. No debate. That's just what it is. They should have strict laws on being racist. And then they say the freedom of speech shit, that's bullshit. Because if you go get the cussing the police officer out, you go into jail for harassment or intimidation or, some kind of crazy shit they're going to make up. So, these laws that they have for people, it ain't 100% legit. But they start giving some legit laws to where if I do something, I'm held accountable for it 100%, and not, well, just like the Dalen, or whatever his name is, that just killed those 9 people. He's getting a bond. He has a bond. He's out. He just shot 9 people and said, "I did it." He is out. There's a lot of racist folks who went ahead and funded him money for his bond. And on top of that, he got $2.5 million right now in his pocket for an attorney, defense attorney. But let me put it again like that. He has $2.5 million in his pocket. That was this morning when I woke up. He might have $3 million now. And he admitted to killing 9 people. It don't even matter if they was black. 9 people.
Why do you think that they are supporting him so much?
Because there's no law saying that they can't. If there was a law stating that if somebody confessed to murder, he should, truthfully, because we in white America, that's why he had the bond. What's the guy? Rick Ross, right now, don't have a bond. He has a kidnapping and assault charge or some crazy junk that went on, and he don't have a bond. And you're telling me a guy that just shot 9 people has a bond? Suge Knight killed one person because they supposedly said he was trying to rob him. There was a gun involved. And ran another guy over, almost killed him. He has a $28 million bond or $25 million bond, somewhere up there. And I didn't see no fundraisers for Suge. I mean, I didn't see no fundraisers for Suge. But we got little Dylan, or whatever his name is, that just went and killed 9 people and is out. Right now, he probably making a YouTube video. He might be making a twerk video. I don't know what he's doing. He out here right now kicking it.
So do you think it's appropriate to say that the Boston bomber shouldn't be getting sentenced to death right now? And that maybe they should have just gave him life in prison? And that Dylan, whatever the guy name is, that he shouldn't have gotten any bond? He should still be sitting in a cell right now?
I mean, if you confess to murder, I don't know why you would have a bond for somebody that is a murderer. That's why they have things saying, if that was the case, everybody should have a bond. If you're a threat to society, you should not have a bond. If you are a known threat to society, no, there should not be a bond. And if you asking me about should the Boston bomber be put to death, I don't believe so. You know why?
Why is that?
I don't know his true involvement in it. I don't personally. Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. Maybe he said he did. Well, he did say he did. What let the news say it. I don't know what he personally said. I wasn't there. But I don't feel he needs to be put to death. No, maybe he needs to do some time. Yeah. He needs to do some time. If he did it, we could have this one wrong. But he needs to do time, not death. Because death on death is, you get nothing out of that. There's no closure. Seeing somebody else die. Then you just was as evil as the person that killed you or killed your loved one. If you want to see somebody die, you just as evil as the person that did whatever they did to you.
That makes a lot of sense.
And if you putting somebody to death, then whoever putting that person to death, why they ain't going and getting put to death for killing somebody?
I mean, the death sentence, I personally feel like shouldn't be legal, because if you're going to put somebody to death,
you just killed them.
That killed someone, you just killed them. So what gives you any right to kill that person, or to justify you giving the person the death penalty and putting them to death, and they just killed
someone? Have a broke system that can easily be fixed by doing a couple things to fix it, and by putting this whole, I'm gonna be honest with you about the whole voting thing. I don't personally feel like voting is really getting nobody anywhere, because if black people was trying to get a vote back in 1960, and we still getting killed and shot and beat and people just breaking down the church door. They didn't break down the door. They came in and just shot 9 black people in their church. I mean, what is the difference? I mean, we wasn't voting back then, and we had all these problems back then. Mm-hmm. And now we voting, and we still got the same problems. Do you remember when they was hitting people with water hoses and letting the dogs out on people back in the 1960s? Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can't say you remember. I know you've seen it on TV and stuff.
Yes.
Now, they doing the same thing in Ferguson and everywhere else. Ain't nothing changed. So the voting that y'all was fighting for was in vain.
Well, it goes back to the freedom of speech. You can't have freedom of speech.
That was never meant for black people.
Protest.
It was never meant for black people. Freedom of speech was never meant for us. They said that was only meant for the white man. The whole Constitution is fucked. All the way up. It need to be ripped the fuck down, tore up, kicked the fuck out, and put something in place that's for real. And stand behind it. Because I don't know how the fuck you figure some shit that was written in 1762. I don't know. I'm just throwing the fucking number out there. is relevant for 2015. It can't be. Ain't nothing being justified on it. And you telling me I got freedom of speech and you say something to the police and you getting put in the back of the police car, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, not only that, a lot has changed between back then and now anyway. Period. I mean, a lot has changed from the 1990s to present day. Things change every day. Things are happening every day. I was just reading earlier that a woman she got sentenced life in prison because her father was raping her and abusing her whole life. She had 8 children by this man.
By her daddy?
By her father. She had 8 children by this man. He started raping her when she was 8. It stopped in 2007 when he died. This woman is 51 years old now. And in the course of that time, from 8 to whenever he died in 2007, she had 8 children with this man, possibly even more.
Why she didn't like?
She killed the 8 children. Her father did not believe in contraceptives. And in order for her not to have children and to not have to raise these children, her father helped her kill these children. She said all she knows is that the first baby was a boy. Anything after that, she doesn't know what the children were. As soon as she was having them, they were killing them and burying them. Matter of fact,
how long ago, the question is, how old was she when she first got pregnant to the last baby?
Well, the last baby just happened in 2000. The year 2000.
And she was how old?
Well, she's 51 now, so she's probably her late 30s.
Bullshit. She needs to be in jail. Cause that bitch lying. That bitch in jail right now cause that bitch was lying. Look here. You can get raped when you're 8. But you ain't getting raped when you're 38, bitch. Quit playing. By your daddy. You still going to this nigga house on Thanksgiving and he's raping you still. He's talking about trick or treat and you opening the door and daddy still. Man, quit playing. You telling me a 38-year-old, 40-year-old is getting raped by her motherfucking daddy? That what you're telling me? Man, that bitch needs to do life. You know why she need to do life? Because she didn't alert nobody. It's just like that Bill Cosby chicks. You didn't alert no authority. You didn't tell your mama. You didn't tell your grandmama. You didn't tell your cousin. Nothing.
From my understanding, the father, there was no communication with other people.
Even when she was grown. Was she tied in the basement?
Not exactly a basement. I guess she was locked up in some kind of room or something.
From the time she was born till the time she is now.
That much I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's unrealistic. You're telling me there's no possible way you live 38 years and you're getting raped by your daddy in the basement and you didn't have, it's all type of phones, TVs, you didn't motherfucking set the house on fire, nothing? Come on, it's too many ways. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. She was young, like 8, 7, or 10, 11, and 12. They were killing babies then. Not to say that was okay. Not to say it was okay. But, you know, I can understand with being that young. And you might not partook in, you know, killing the kid because the daddy was doing weird stuff to you. But, you know what I'm saying? You 30-something, you just had the baby killed. Yeah, you need to go to jail because you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing anyway. Because at this point in time, I would say you wasn't getting raped. You was probably liking what you had going on. Because listen, you don't have 8 kids by getting raped unless you being held captive somewhere.
From my understanding, what I was reading is that as she got older, she was forced into marrying her father.
Fuck out of here.
Now,
these niggas went to church. I'm saying niggas too, because I don't give a fuck. But anyway, these motherfuckers went to church.
I don't know.
And got married. You telling me this motherfucker to walk down the aisle
Well, I don't know if they walked down the aisle or if they went. I personally don't know how they did it. My thing is the messed up part about it is the home where she grew up in and everything else. Someone else bought the home from her in 2010. Just so happened he was digging in his backyard to do a garden and found a trash bag with
Was they white?
Yes, they were. They were in England, I believe.
England.
Yes.
What are we talking about America?
I know, but we are talking about the system in general because there is things like that going on here in America.
Well, I can't truly speak on England, but I'm gonna tell you now, it's good she's doing life and they didn't burn her up or some shit. But uh, just I don't know. I think she got what she deserved. I think they did her some justice because that story don't add up. It don't. I can see a mile away, and that story don't add up.
Another problem we have here in America is people believing that they are supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way, and it's curving others to believe that they should look a certain way. Now, how do you feel about these people getting these injections and doing these waist trainings and altering themselves to be something that they aren't?
Well, it goes back to like when I was a kid. I wasn't the most popular kid in kindergarten, elementary. But I was just me. I always been tall. So I always stuck out. So people kind of come around me and surround me and kick it with me or whatever the case may be. So it is what it is. But as far as like injections and trying to be something or somebody saying that this is what you need to look like, this how you need to have your hair. For example, like a woman on Facebook probably looking at this right now like, oh, look at this chick. She ain't got her hair did. How is she gonna get on hair? Her got a afro on top of her head. The thing of it is, if you came out your mama like this, you know what I'm saying, then evidently God meant you to, to be like this, Now, what you do in your spare time is on you. I don't think it's nothing wrong trying to make yourself, taking baths. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a bath. It ain't nothing wrong with, washing your booty and all that good stuff. You should do that. But it's something wrong if I have to take a bath and then I gotta go get in the mirror and then I gotta go get these teeth whitening things because all my teeth is all yellow and and now I gotta go get some kind of beard, lace front beard going on so I can look like everybody else. And then now, I ain't as ripped as Arnold Schwarzenegger, so now I gotta hit the gym every day so I can impress the girls when I walk out on the beach. And that's just doing too much. Or when a woman gotta go ahead and get some booty implants. Look, if you ain't got no booty, you just ain't got no booty. That's just what it is. Everybody don't have a big butt. Everybody don't have big titties. And everybody don't have big lips. You know what I'm saying? So if you is what you is, be what you are. Because it's going to be somebody that want that person that you are right now. And there's going to be another guy that want the other girl that's right next to you that look like the person you trying to be. They was meant for, that person is meant for that person, and the person that's meant for you is meant for you. But if you alter who you are, you'll never really run into the guy that really was meant for you. You run into the guy that was meant for the other person, but you don't have that person in you because you are who you are. You can always try to look like somebody else, but you always going to be yourself at the end of the day. No matter how you look at it, you're always going to be yourself at the end of the day. I don't care what you do to yourself. It don't matter. And I believe that people should just leave their hair. This is just me. People should leave their hair alone. They shouldn't be, putting all these perms in it and S curls and everything else. That's white America, brother. That's white America. That's the stuff you trying to flag you, the little flag y'all trying to get down and take out the stars. That's all that's about, man. It's trying to portray something that you're not. Be yourself. Be who you are. Don't stray away from it. You know what I'm saying? And don't be altered by television to be some kind of hood dude or some gangster, some thugs. Now let me ask you a question, because you're a woman. I want to know. Now I want to know, why is it that most of these young black women, they want to have some kind of thug? They gotta have the nigga that sell drugs and he a dope boy. What is that? Why they don't want the dude that got the job, that got the suit on? What's the issue?
Well, you have to look at it like this. There are young women out here that do want the suit and the tie and everything else. But it's more common and more easy for them to be with the person that's selling the drugs and out here with all the different women and flashy clothes and flashy cars and 1,000 kids everywhere with 1,000 different women, because that's just the lifestyle that they like. It's just the lifestyle that, quick money is easy money. Quick money is fast money. It's right there in your fingertips. It's just like saying, why do some women degrade themselves and get into prostitution? Why do some women have pimps? Why are they babysitting people's children for free when they can be getting paid to keep people's children?
Prostitution, nothing that's been around since the beginning of time. But go ahead.
It's just like saying, why is the man selling drugs instead of, he already has his business mindset on selling the drugs, because he has to know that once this product runs out, I have to get more of this product so that I can make more money. Why can't he use that same sense to have a business and run it? People lack the education. People lack the knowledge and the common sense to do things to where you not have to sit back and, oh man, I might go to jail today. Oh man, I might go to jail today. Some people don't think like that. That's just like saying, why is there so many people in the ghettos and in the projects and in the bad neighborhoods, and why are their houses being ran down, and why? It's just like saying, why aren't there people out here that's making sure that their children are getting the education that they need so that they can move on in life? I see children all day, every day that can't read, don't know their colors, don't know anything. And the mama and daddy is sitting right there on the porch smoking weed or smoking a cigarette or on Facebook or yelling at the next door neighbor or anything. It comes down to a point to where you can't just look at what they're doing. Most people that are doing these things, that is a product of where they came from.
So you're telling me that most of these women that want to get a thug, a gangster, that's just where they came from. That's the mentality they've been around.
Not most of them. Some people are trying to do things because they feel like that's
what you should do.
What you should do, or
because they seeing it on TV.
Seeing it on TV. Seeing
Back
it
to
on
White
Facebook,
America.
Because
if we teach you to go for the wrong thing or to be the wrong person, then we are winning. And I'm talking about we as in White America.
It just goes back to black businesses not being supported by the black community.
And we gonna get into that on the next show. And we out for the day, y'all. Deuces.